Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Shield.com. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Greg Riley with Garage Deluxe joins us to talk about a collector car tour not too far away.
Nope.
Also, Jeff has this week's racing calendar, and Mr. Mars has an in-depth review of the Infiniti QX55.
All right.
Something tells me that that's a pretty nice vehicle.
Yes, just
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. There's something about that QX55 that just has a ring. I like it. Wasn't there a Cadillac 55 or something?
There was a lot of things in 55, yeah.
I was already here.
Yeah.
Today's In Wheel Time is sponsored by Houston Mecum Auction, April 4th through the 6th at NRG Center. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we need more Jeff Zekin. And I'm Don Armstrong. Our engineer, IT Director of Engineering is what I have noted here. David Ainsley is still in bed.
Yeah.
He hasn't checked in with you yet, has he?
No, sir.
No, he's sleeping in.
Randy Borcherding checked in. It's been a while since we've had
Paint
a chance
House.
to talk to him.
We need to talk to him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's been pretty busy, he said.
Yeah, Suze hobbling in this morning. She heard us or something.
Yep.
Smelled us, probably.
We got donuts, so she's looking for a donut.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look who's joined us now. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Greg Riley.
Good morning, and I have my headset on. I heard you mentioning Mars and the headsets. He said to make sure I had a headset, so I've got my headset on, so I'm official.
You are official. Official something, but, whatever it is. But
that's what it is.
Good to see you, Greg. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. As a matter of fact, I was thinking earlier, it's been 2 years since I was last on with you guys. So that's quite a while. So
are you serious? It's been 2 years?
2 years, and I've been really busy for the last 2 years.
Have you?
Avoiding us.
Well, something happened today because you're not too busy enough to talk to us.
Well, we're going to go play cars. We adopted 2 kids, so the last 2 years have been taken up with adopting kids and integrating them into our family of now 7 kids.
Wow, so, congratulations. Anyway, very good.
Holy Toledo, Greg. I mean, there's some sort of, obviously, some thing going on with you that you adopted kids. I like it.
Can you name them all?
Well, let's see. There's Katie, Brian, Joni, Brandon, Colin, Morgan, and Wyatt. I think I got them all.
That's 7.
If you ask me the birth dates, we're going to have problems.
Okay, now are they of driving age, and you're going to get them all nice cars?
Well, we have 5 of the 7 that are actually grown, and then we have a 10 and a 13-year-old, and I'm officially the oldest dad in the elementary school. And I get called Grandpa all the time. But that's okay, because that's also technically true. So,
well,
very good.
Very nice. Well, so Garage Deluxe, and I had to call Mars yesterday. I said, I can't find Garage Deluxe. All I keep pulling up is these companies that do these really cool build outs on Garage, but I don't think Greg's that person. He says, oh well.
No, you could find us on Facebook though.
Garage DLX.
Garage DLX. It's because the Euro Garage Deluxe is taken by a European garage band, and I couldn't get that Euro. But anyway, you can find us on Instagram and on Facebook, and actually my main website is gsriley.com because I do a number of other things besides just the car stuff. So it's all integrated into one website.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm writing this down as we speak.
Yeah, I am too.
Because I couldn't find anything. And Mars says, well, I wait a minute. Calls me back 3 hours later. Well, I found it. It's Garage DLX.
Well, I was at home when you called. I was on the road when you called.
You didn't say that.
He was at the liquor store.
I got to give you a hard time. Always. So, Greg, tell me about this collector car tour.
Well, we're doing a tour of historic Beaumont, Texas, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. And it's mostly pre-World War II cars, but we do have a few post-war cars. Mostly when you think about these types of cars, you think about the Concours type events where you see the cars on static display. But the owners love to drive their cars just as much as the hot rodders and street rodders and, other guys do. And so this is the 4th such tour that I've done that allows these guys to get together, have some camaraderie, eat some good food, go to some museums, and have fun driving their cars. And I jokingly call it the automotive luxury lifestyle, but that's really a misnomer because most of these guys are just like me. they spend most of their time under the hood greasy to keep these old Crocs running. But it's a lot of fun, and we've got some really fantastic cars lined up for the event.
Give me an example of some of the cars, Greg.
Well, we have a 1929 Packard Roadster, a 1936 Cord 810 muscleback. I forgot the exact name of it. We have a 1937 Mercedes.
I was just going to ask, is that red one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What we're doing is we're rolling the pictures that you sent Mike while you're talking.
Yeah, we got that yellow one up with the hood up right now.
Oh, that's the LaSalle. That's a 1940 LaSalle. And we also have a 1957 Rolls Royce, and I'll be bringing my 1957 Ford Skyliner, which you guys may remember a long time ago when I was on the radio program. I drove it down to the radio station, but that's been a long time ago and a lot of cars ago. And but we're going to have a lot of fun, and the folks over in Beaumont have really rolled out the red carpet for us. We're promising local media coverage by the CBS affiliate, and the various museums and stops that we're going to make have really gone out of the way to accommodate us. Mike probably is familiar with the McFadden Ward House, which was built by an oil baron in 1903. And that's one of our major stops, and they're going to allow us on the driveway, on the grounds. Nobody gets to do that, so we're going to get to do that,
wow.
Which is a lot of fun. And as I said, there's a number of different stops we're going to make. I could go through them all, but coincidentally, the Cars and Coffee event over there on the silos is going on the morning of Saturday the 19th. And so we're going to go out there and join all the hot rodders and street rodders. And they're not going to be expecting us, but I think they're going to get quite a kick out of what we show up with.
You're crashing the party.
Okay, yeah, exactly. How fun. Are you going to take any Corvairs over there?
You know, I don't have a Corvair running currently, although I have two sitting in my garage, okay? And as you know, I have quite a history of those cars, and I do a lot of work for other people, and I'm actually in the process of building a 150 horsepower turbocharged engine for a club member. It's going to be really nice. And it's kind of a legacy thing. The car belonged to his dad, and he wants to keep it forever and have fun with his kids and pass it along. So we're going to make it really, really nice.
Is it, what year is it?
63 convertible.
63, little square body one.
Yeah, the earlier ones.
Yep.
I know you're a fan of the later ones, the 65 to 9s, and I've got a 65 as well. And so anyway, we have fun with Corvairs, but I like all kinds of cars. I mean, you know, I don't think I ever met a car that I didn't like. I've been doing this since I was 10 years old, and I'm not ashamed to tell you that I'm coming up on my 62nd birthday in about 6 weeks.
Well, so, I think a birthday spanking is in order. I'm not going to give it to you, but I think we could probably line up somebody that could.
My wife already has that plan. Trust me. It won't be a problem. But
I got it.
We're going to have a lot of fun and go to a lot of interesting places. We're going to go to the Fire Museum of Texas. You know, they used to call Beaumont the museum capital of Texas, and it's probably not top of mind when you think of somewhere to go and have fun and play with your cars. But there's some amazing things to see and do over there, and some very interesting history. As a matter of fact, one of our local heroes, which is a Wildcat oil man during the 1930s, owned 3 Duesenbergs. He bought 3 Duesenbergs new. Well, that's not something you typically associate with Beaumont, Texas. You don't think about Duesenbergs and Beaumont, Texas in the same sentence, but that's a real thing. So we're going to tell people about that history and kind of tell them how all that came to be. And I grew up over there, and Mike grew up over in the Golden Triangle area as well. But one of the things that I experienced as a kid is there was a lot of money over there. So there was a lot of interesting cars when I grew up. They tended to be more towards muscle cars and luxury cars. I used to say that the city was awash with Eldorados and Fleetwoods and things like that.
There you go.
And my dad actually owned a couple of gas stations. So I spent a lot of time during my youth with my dad servicing these cars. And he used to play a game with me called Identify the Car. So we would, during slack times, we would sit in front of the gas station. And as the cars came by, I had to identify what they were. And so anyway, that's what kind of started all this for me. And I'll tell you a little bit about that when they come on the tour.
Well, I do know that there is a Spindletop Oil Museum over there as well. I know that I visited that, actually did a video over there, and they had a very cool, I guess, a 40s era gasoline tanker truck that delivered gas to the gas stations back in the day, completely restored in a tight barn in there. And I thought, man, would I love to have that. Now, that would be a great vehicle to take on the collector car tour.
Yes, that's. I think you're thinking of the Texas Energy Museum in downtown Beaumont, and they have a lot of interesting vehicles in there. And you mentioned the tanker truck, but they also have some horse-drawn tankers in there as well. And in addition to that, there is what is now known as the Boomtown Museum. When I was a kid, they called it Gladys City, but it's a recreated Boomtown Museum from the Spindletop era. And they have a gusher out there. Kind of our finale Saturday evening is they're going to blow the gusher for us. The Lucas gusher spewed oil 150 feet in the air for 9 days because they didn't know how to cap it. And I tell people that you don't necessarily think of Beaumont and the automobile industry in the same sentence, but they grew up together. When the Lucas gusher came in, it kind of proved that gasoline or oil was plentiful and cheap. And up until that time, there was kind of a battle between steam cars, electric cars, and gasoline cars. And it proved that the ability to produce gasoline inexpensively and abundantly was going to be a thing. And in fact, the ExxonMobil refinery over there, which was then called the Magnolia Refinery, I believe I'm saying that this correct, is the oldest continuously operating refinery in the country, if not the world.
I had no clue, but I do know that John Hovis has a Magnolia sign.
Yeah, he does.
In the Hemi hideout. So we knew that it did exist. Is this a club? Garage Deluxe? Is it a club?
Well, Garage Deluxe is kind of my online presence. It's kind of a virtual garage as well as my real garage, and it's just kind of a way for me to share my passion for cars with my friends. And I do a lot of actual work on cars, but it's also a virtual garage. It's kind of a virtual gathering place, if you will. And I've been using that name for going on 20 years now. And it's a lot of fun, and I have a number of followers on Facebook and Instagram. But you guys are serious journalists, okay? I'm a guy with grease under my fingernails, just having fun in my garage and sharing my passion with my friends. And that's really what the Garage Deluxe thing is all about. Yeah,
well, we're really of the elite. That's what we are. We're up there. We're the elite garage. Yeah, no, we're not. We're
not even supposed to be here.
No, we just kind of fell into this garage, and we started doing a car talk show, and somehow we're still doing it. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it.
Well, you mentioned the various clubs, and so we have members of the Antique Automobile Club of America, the Classic Car Club of America, the Sports Car Club of America that are going to be part of this thing. And we're going to get to do a couple of private garage tours. There's a gentleman over in Beaumont whose name I won't mention, but he has a garage full of supercars. And we're going to go see his supercar collection. And then I have some friends that are part of this Lemons Racing effort, and we're going to visit their Lemons Racing garage. And that's just a couple of things that we're going to do. It's not all about just museums and things like that. It's really what this is about. It's about a group of guys getting together and playing cars. We just play with stuff that's a little older and weirder than some of the stuff that you're probably familiar with.
Well, so am I invited in my 23-year-old Corvette?
You absolutely are. Absolutely.
Okay.
Basically, the only thing that we're excluding, and we're not trying to be exclusionary, is we're not including hot rods, street rods, and modern muscle cars and things like that. And the reason for that is those guys have plenty of events, cars and coffee events, power tours, et cetera, et cetera. So this is kind of for a different group of people that don't really have as much of an outlet to show and drive their cars. They tend to be maybe a little bit older. Cars are in some instances a little bit more valuable. But it's a way that those guys can go and have fun driving their cars in a group. It's kind of like when you see the group of Harleys, you see 30 Harleys, except we're a bunch of gray old guys driving, really old weird stuff that nobody ever sees.
And that's with the pictures that we were showing of what you sent Mike. It seems like there's a Great Gatsby kind of theme with all the older cars, and people are dressed in the period of that vehicle. The women have the long flowing dresses, the mansions and things. So to me, it's a Great Gatsby kind of look.
Absolutely. And the Texas Vintage Society is going to come out. You mentioned costume. Some of those folks are going to come out in costumes and join us from various parts of the tour. So this is going to be great fun, and it's not the typical thing that you see when you think of car show or people having a car tour.
Well, I have to tell you that I'm going to be dressed in costume too, but I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you what period that is.
Oh my God!
I'm worried he's going to come as one of these furries in a bunny suit or something. Okay? But hey, we don't discriminate, okay?
Listen, I got a really nice pair of red pumps that I'm just dying to let everybody see.
Yeah. And it is Easter, so who knows?
Yeah, it is Easter. There's no doubt about it. Well, it sounds like a great time, Craig. How many cars are you expected to bring the iron out, as it were?
Our limit is 20 cars because we're visiting some private homes and some museums. And if you have 20 cars, you have a group of 40 people. I think we're sitting on about 13 right now, and we've got a little less than a month to go. So I think we're going to hit the full 20. There's a newsletter that went out today inviting people, and of course you guys. And so if anybody would like to take part in the tour, they can send me an email at greg@gsriley.com, GSRILEY.com, and I'll send them entry information. There is no charge for the tour at all. When we go to the restaurants, there'll be separate checks. The only thing we're going to take up past the hat for is we're going to have box lunches at Wuthering Heights Park over there, which is a really nice park with plenty of parking and shade and all that. And we're going to have a nice lunch there, catered by a local deli. And I'll pass the hat for that. But other than that, there's no charge at all to participate. You can participate in some of it, all of it, or none of it. Whatever you want to do, we're going to accommodate you.
Wonderful.
How fun. 3 weeks away. And
Yes,
it's
sir.
the Garage Deluxe Collector Car Tour. And they're going to make a run over there at the Beaumont area, historic Beaumont, Texas. You're
Wonderful.
familiar with that, aren't you, Mars?
Yeah, and he sent me the information, and
You got to dig out something of your collection
well,
and take
I'd
it?
like to at least make a stop by and see some things. Maybe
I think that old lawnmower of yours would probably be okay.
And you can dress like Rhett Butler.
I have a hat. Let
Do
me
you?
tell you, I have a hat.
Well, you're going to have to get the dye out and maybe a wig, but whatever the case
I
may
got my
be.
little soft cap like the British sports cars got.
Oh,
Yeah.
A derby.
That's what I'll have, my little floppy hat.
Little derby.
Got it.
Yeah.
Greg, it's great to talk to you, my friend.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Guys, good to see you, and I hope it won't be 2 years again.
Well, let's make it
I sure thought we
not to
talked-
be.
And
Yeah.
congratulations on the adoptions.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You bet.
Talk to you soon. Greg Riley, Garage Deluxe Collector Car Tour, April 18th. So
Those are some good pictures.
find
too.
out all about it at Garage DLX on Facebook. Okay?
Yep.
All right. The In Wheel Time Car Talk show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our 3-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk show continues right after this quick break. Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone?
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston, Texas. April 4th through the 6th at NRG Center, featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast on Motor Trend TV and streaming live on Max. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
Well, leave it to me to punch the wrong buttons.
That's all right.
And we were having a conversation about some studio adjustments that we're going to make. Welcome back to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk
Studio
Show.
Stuff.
Time now for the racing calendar.
that's me.
Sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Well, I want to tell you, there's not much going on this weekend. Formula One is not for a few more weeks.
Well, it's Easter weekend.
NHRA is, they're on a little hiatus and all that good stuff. So the only thing we have is NASCAR, and that comes on tomorrow, March 31st. It's at Richmond, the Richmond Raceway, 7 p.m. on Fox, so it is a night race. Mike, there's tickets available if you want to go. Richmond, Virginia.
Now, speaking of which, don't they have a race coming up in Dallas? At Texas Motor Speedway?
There is one coming up April 14th.
Okay, well,
at the Texas Motor Speedway, yeah.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks.
It's at 3:30 on FS1.
But I was thinking, well, it's close enough.
Yeah.
You could take it. What time is it in the afternoon?
Which one you want to know? Tomorrow is
No, not tomorrow. The Dallas race.
Oh, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern.
So you could.
Well, that's the Xfinity. Oh, no, it is. It's everything. Yeah, 3 p.m. because the next weekend is Talladega.
Okay. So you could see the NASCAR boys up at Texas next weekend. 2 weekends.
14th, yeah.
The 14th.
Yeah, they'll be
and
there.
then at the end of April, we've got the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
We do. That's going to
I
be
guess we're all going to go on that.
Yep.
So what are we going to do for programming? Because we'll be on the tour. We won't have a show that weekend. Mars?
Well,
Yes.
so we're gonna shoot a lot of B-roll, and we're going to interview people. We're going to do a lot of interviews.
But that doesn't say what we're going to do on the air for our live show.
We're going to take and combine all the material we gather up on Thursday night and all day Friday. Hopefully, we're going to make it to the drive-in, even maybe get a little bit of footage there, and then Friday night we're going to put it all together and create a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's this wee stuff? Because it's only one person that's doing the editing, and it's going to broadcast it on Saturday because it ain't going to be me.
David will help you.
We've got a plan. We're going to do it. It's going to be great.
Well, you're going to let us in on it, or are it just going to happen when it happens?
Well, I got to fine-tune the details.
Last year,
He hasn't done a damn thing.
last
is what the bottom
year
line
for the drive-in, it rained and it was kind of
It
washed
stormed.
out. We barely made it back from the restaurant to the hotel, which is maybe a half a block away. We ended up in the lobby. Mike set up cameras in the lobby, and we sat around drinking cocktails and sort of reminiscing about cars and car attitudes. We had
Kathy had her debut.
Kathy had her debut. Leslie was there.
Yep.
You were in rare form. David and I could not stop laughing. So hopefully that won't be the same experience because we'll have all the B-roll and we'll have all that.
But it'll be a better experience.
Yeah, we're going to make it out to the drive-in and maybe get a couple of interviews from people out there. We had some really great people that we met and talked to last year.
Absolutely. And we're going back to the builder, right? The performance.
Samson Performance.
Samson Performance in
Yeah.
New Braunfels.
Samson Performance and Restoration.
Yeah. What a place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's impressive place.
It is, and the kids, the people that run it, I call them kids because they're in their 20s and their early 30s, and they know what they're doing.
It's a big family situation. I mean, it's family, and they got friends that run the different shops and the different pieces of it. It's just.
We're also going to go to the Shiner, the Spetzel Brewery.
Yes.
Well, I won't be there because we're going to be touring another part of the countryside. But yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, Kathy and I are going to be doing our own little tour.
They're going to be working their way up.
Yeah.
Are you going to join us in Fredericksburg?
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the goal. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be on Saturday night.
Yep.
Yeah. So we ought to have a good time.
You
going to go up to Fredericksburg with us too?
No, I won't be able to make it to Fredericksburg. I hope to be at Victoria Thursday night,
evening,
and then Friday morning, get out in front of the tour a little bit, and be ready at the first stop
Okay.
and do some interviews there.
Is Becky coming along?
No.
It's kind of the iffy part right now.
Becky, you need to go.
I
It's gonna
agree.
be
She
fun.
needs to go.
Yeah.
And I got a guy I know that is coming with his son. His son was on the tour last year, so his son invited him to come along. He's going to shoot some B-roll from inside the car as they go through different areas, and we're going to kind of
Explain to everybody what B-roll means.
Just some like when they go by the schools, from the perspective, go by the schools or go through the towns and the people are there and stuff. A lot of just background type information.
And they're going to visit the jail where I'm going to be in.
Well, we want to get an interview from between the bars.
That's going to be the C-roll for sell.
C-roll for sale, yeah. That's it. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be
so
great.
Time now for this hour's car review, and you're going to have to hurry. Actually, you want to do it now?
I can talk fast.
Okay, so Mr. Mars had a chance to drive the Infiniti QX55. Go, Mike.
It's 2024 Infiniti QX55. It is a coupe-style CUV. Now, that's very important, and we'll get to that in a moment. It comes in 3 trims, Luxe, Essential, and Sensory. We had the Sensory all-wheel drive. Now, this is a small luxury SUV, first gen, so it's a carryover design from the time it came out. So we're doing some tweaking. Got adaptive front lighting on it. We've got rain-sensing wipers on it. Got the reverse tilt-down side mirrors that I really have come to enjoy those really well when I'm driving. Roof rails, power lift gate, got a power moonroof, rolling on some nice 20-inch aluminum wheels. Inside is where you're really going to find the luxury. Leather seating with wood trim surfaces all around. We had the zero-gravity front seats. Haven't talked about them in a while, but those are some really comfortable seats. I had the front climate control seats. Now, that means they're heated and they're cooled. We had the dual screens with a rotary dial for the top screen, and this one kind of works pretty good for having 2 screens with the little dial over there. You can pretty well run it without having to look at it, but it's, you can take it or leave it. But it did work pretty good. We had the Infiniti infotainment system set up, and it's got the surround view camera for whenever you're driving or you're backing out. That works really well for that. Had the heads-up display for the driver and the 16-speaker Bose audio system. Now, up under the hood, we had the 2.0 variable compression engine. Now, this is the only engine you can get in the QX55 with all-wheel drive. It's a unique, very unique engine. 268 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, CVT transmission with paddle shifters. Now, this is to simulate manual shifting. Now, we'll get to that again here in a minute. And the EPA says you should have 22 miles per gallon in the city, Highway 28. I got 24.8 across 230 miles. This is a very smooth driving vehicle. It is not a hot rod. It is a luxury CUV. And this is where the styling, to me, you have to arrange your expectations. I read some other people's reviews. They were a little disappointed in the performance. It's not a performance car, but it's that coupe styling for an SUV, and it creates the expectation of more performance. And you go into it, this is going to be fun to drive. It's a luxury SUV. It's not. So you got to set your expectations according to what you're driving. Got that smooth Infiniti ride. It's very comfortable. The steering, even with the run flats, this is a nice driving vehicle. Base model, $51,500. Base trim price, $58,500. As tested, $62,725.
Whoa, I like the car.
Yep. Look at a BMW X4 or a Genesis GV70 if you're looking for something to compare it to. But this is one, if you're in that market, this is one to look at. Very nice. My wife loved it as well.
It's a good-looking car.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook. Back in a flash.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupe Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupe Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants invite you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.